everyone, today's December 22nd and welcome back. My name is Daria. I know I was MIA for a little bit. It was just because my son was sick and then my daughter got sick right away, so I couldn't really be videotaping for a while. So anyways, we are heading to get our nails done, and that's exciting because I get to relax and enjoy myself for a little bit before all the craziness starts. So stay tuned. So this is what I did. Of course, she did not match my hands that I wanted her to match my feet, but they didn't have the color, so I had to go with what they had. So, but yeah, it's pretty. And let's see what Vika has. And her pretty nails. That's so pretty. Yeah. So guys, I'm going to show you a thing that I'm going to do for my cake that I'm going to be decorating, and I'm going to use, it's called like Russian candy, or it's just basically sugar and water, and you boil it, and then I'm going to add food coloring to it and make it into a lake. So let's get started. I'm just going to use a pan, and I'm using a cup of sugar, and then I'm going to use like a tablespoon or so of water just to add moisture, maybe a little bit more. And then about 1/2 tablespoon of vinegar. You can use, this is teaspoon, sorry. You can use lemon juice if you don't have vinegar, or either way, it doesn't matter. And I'm just going to make it into medium. And I'm going to mix it and make sure that all of my sugar is wet. And continue on cooking it. Be careful, make sure you don't have kids around when you're doing this, because this is super sticky and super hot, and you will burn yourself if you will touch it when it's going to be melting. So let's see how this is going to turn out. I will add food coloring to it at the end, just to make sure that all of my sugar is cooked through. So what I did is, because my cake is the exact same size as this, and this is going to be, I'm going to try to make it a lake top. So what I'm doing is I cut out a parchment paper and I put some oil on it, so that if any candy gets anywhere, it doesn't get stuck, so that I can take it out later. All you need is basically parchment paper, a base, and you don't want anything high because it will get stuck and you won't be able to get it out. It will probably just break. So that's why I did parchment paper plus some oil, so it can come off really easy. That's about it. Alright guys, so what I did was I poured out the sugar when it was a little bit light brown, and I added food coloring. And the reason it turns out a little bit of green, because the sugar is yellow. So I added blue food coloring to it, and I added a bunch of sparkles and shimmers. Like I used this thing, dust, and I used this, and just blue food coloring. And then because I used it here, I'm taking it out before it's all like hardened all the way, because then it'll be harder to take it out. It'll more likely to break. So I'm gonna leave it to cool out here, so that way it's not hot enough for me to be touching it like this, but it will dry and harden like this on a flat surface. So what I'm doing is I melted all the chocolate. I was mixing it every like 30 seconds in the microwave, and now it's cool and hot enough for me to pour it out and to make my mountains. So I spread it out like this on a parchment paper and let it cool, and I divided it in half, because then I'm gonna cut it and make it into mountains. So now I'm gonna make buttercream frosting, and this is just to cover the cake. I already made the cake and stuff. And what I'm gonna be using is, I'm using 1 cup of sifted butter, and I'm gonna use some vanilla and powdered sugar and 2 tablespoons of milk. And you will need 4 cups of powdered sugar for this recipe. So this is what it all came out to. All I did was added my baking powder and my vanilla and milk, and I'll leave all of the measurements in the comment below. If you guys want to see my full recipe of how I made my cake, if you want me to make the video, just leave it in the comments below and we'll look into that. So I took out the cake from the refrigerator that has been there overnight, and it has already frosting on it. So it's just the cream itself, I mean, and then the frosting that's why I'm using a white one, because this cream is not white and I need it to be white. So we'll go from there. So I just frosted it, and now I'm just gonna put I don't need it to be exactly like super perfect. I just need to, so that I can attach my chocolate and my whip. So this is what I did with the chocolate, and it's already hardened, and I basically cut it in pieces, and this way I make the mountains, or somewhat looks like mountains. So now what I'm doing is I'm attaching my chocolate that kind of looks like mountains, and I'm going to go all around, and that's what it's going to be. So this is what I call my lake cake. It just reminds me that there's it looks like there's a lake and the mountains. I like the way it turned out. I will also put candles on here once we're ready to serve the cake, and it looks Christmassy and it's appropriate for a birthday. So like I said, if you guys want me to show you how exactly I do the whole cake, leave it in the comments below and I'll make that video for you guys. So that brings my Vlogmas today to an end. I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching. I know it was all over the place. I hope you guys enjoy it, and hopefully you will enjoy watching my next videos. Subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye.